The future is here. Welcome to the Gangcast, aka the Games and Not Games podcast.
They said we wouldn't make it.
26 edition.
They said we wouldn't make it, and yet here we are.
Yeah, our cat Bruce didn't believe, but here we are. I'm Janet Garcia, and joining me as always is Isaiah Smith.
Hello.
Welcome to 2026. Today, our topic for games is going to be what we've been playing mixed with what games we're looking forward to in 2026. And for not games, we will be talking about snowboarding and going to the COSM to see the Matrix, which I think we might have teased that like a week or last episode or 2 episodes ago. I think the Gang of the Year came up where you're like, if you were there, we could. So now we can see.
Yeah.
Would that have been the conversation?
I can't wait.
I'm not gonna lie. Also related to Gang of the Year, I've been working my way through season 2 of Solo Leveling. I do think it's better than season 1. I don't think it's better than Severance season 2. Like I don't think that was gonna win.
Yeah. I
don't know if something wild gonna happen. I got like 5-6 episodes left, but in anime time, that's like 10 minutes. Like I got 10 minutes of the content left. Yeah, I think as we hone in on my anime taste, maybe I need a little more than just whooping ass. He be whooping ass though.
It is pure power fantasy.
He is whooping ass, like you know. So that has been fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's entertaining, but it's also just kind of like I don't know. He also kind of falls a little bit into that Superman thing where it's like, I mean, unless he's gonna fight himself at some point, which he might. I don't know. Anyway. So that's that. I will be, going over my regrets of Gang of the Year every year, probably. So, stay tuned for that. Before we get into our 2 main topics, our game section and our not game section, I want to revisit our final to-do list of the year. We talked about this on episode 49, I think. So the one before Gang of the Year, where we said, hey, a couple weeks left in the year. There's some things I want to do. And then we told each other, you're not going to do that. Make it smaller. And then we said, okay, I'm going to do this, though, for real. We're going to go over how that went just really briefly. I will kick it off. I want to finish my scrapbook. Nah, I didn't really finish it. I did make progress, so I'm happy about that. I was printing my ass off, and now I have no ass.
Honestly, that printer was going like 24/7.
It's like, I was working at Kinko's. Well, also, I had some tech issue. I'm using the Canon Selfie, but spelled like with a PHY. Don't ask about it, Anyway, and it's like it's also a bit of an older model. I don't know if the newer ones are better, but I kind of had some troubleshooting issues with that as well. And then started running low on supplies with the ink and all that. But I don't remember offhand. I want to say May. If May is GDC.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Did I have Edwin's birthday?
From what I saw, get it printed.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
So for like laying down the pages, I did GDC. I think that's May. I think GDC is May. So I did May. I printed past that, but I didn't like lay past that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And a really funny kind of no shit moment was as I was doing this, I was like, 1, really great, really liked doing it. I thought it was a really nice reflection. 2, I was like, man, this would be a great thing to do at the end of every month and not instead
12 months worth.
Like just a bunch of content. Yeah. So my hope is to catch up. I don't know if I'll be able to catch up this month. That seems like a lot as well because I have a lot of months left, but definitely want to like make this a monthly thing going forward instead of an annual like crunch that I fail at. Vision board, cleared that, did that. It was great.
I see it now. It's right here.
It's in the corner. It's in the corner.
Vouch.
That's me in the corner. It was really fun. I did it with a mix of pre-printed stuff from Pinterest and some magazines. My brother Edwin, who I mentioned on the show a lot, did one with me. He's like, I was like, do you guys want to do a vision board with me? And he's like, sure. I don't know what that is. So then I had to, tell him what it was and stuff. And I found it really fun and relaxing. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed that. Lingering games, didn't touch them. Didn't touch Metroid Prime 4. Didn't touch Silksong Act 3. Finished season 1 of Demon Slayer. I did do that. I didn't end up doing my fantasy of getting all the donuts and eating the donuts because I was still sick for like a week.
Yeah. But you did it. What'd you think?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think I don't remember where I stopped in terms of talking about it on the show, like where I was. I don't remember if the elite slayers had come in yet, like the Hashira? Yeah. If the Hashira had showed up. Hashira, awesome. Love them. We can throw Tanjiro in the bin if we need to. I like Tanjiro. He's sweet.
Yeah.
But he is, he's a little bit Goku-y. So he's not like full Goku though, where it's like only cheese. He's mostly like kicking ass, but you know, has a bit of heart to him. So he's like, I feel bad for the demons. And then he has those weird hands that I don't like, where they're meant to be.
She thinks that he has like these like hairy hands.
He has like spider hands.
No, they're just callous. It's like
the way they draw his hands, they draw little lines on them where it looks like his hand is like hairy or dirty.
It's not hairy.
So I'm like, ew, get your hairy hand away from everybody. So yeah, that was cool. I'm gonna do the movie next, which is like technically just the next season, but like smooshed together, like Stranger Things style or whatever.
A little bit. It's was it Mugen Train movie? They just took basically like the first half of the season and made it a movie. So you can just watch that in one sitting.
Yeah.
And skip like a handful of episodes.
So I'll be watching that. That'll be fun. Before I do that, I'm gonna finish the Solo Leveling season just because I'm so close to being done with it. Anyway,
we'll really see.
The final thing I wanted to do, two quick things. One was like a little workout routine. I give myself partial credit. I think we did start walking a bit more, but it wasn't that crazy. It could have been better. But again, I had been sick for like a while, and you also kind of were sick a bit. Chores, I wanted to do all the laundry. No, I didn't do that. I wanted to clean the bathrooms. I did do that. I wanted to clean the kitchen. I didn't do that. I wanted to vacuum and mop. I didn't really do that. I think I did maybe part. I definitely didn't mop. I definitely we vacuumed, but we didn't mop.
I thought we did because of Bruce.
Yeah, but I just mopped like the spots that he like got sick on.
Fair,
I didn't
fair.
Yeah, I had to do some emergency mopping for the cat. And then like how much does, sometimes the universe is your hater. Guys, the mop broke. I'm not joking. Like it's like one of those ones where you slide the thing down and you twist it to wring it out, and the thing to twist and wring it. So like the mop was also in like recovery mode because I'm like, I have to like, the mop had to clean like such gross stuff that I'm like, I have to like clean the mop separately. Yeah. So God didn't want me to succeed on that one. Isaiah, what was your list and how did it go?
I honestly locked in. You know how he said,
let go or
lock in or leave it? I locked in. I finished Star Wars Acolyte.
Nice.
I had two lingering games, Metroid Prime 3, which I did finish. And then I wanted to finish Monster Train 2. I didn't do that. That was the only real big thing I didn't complete. I wanted to catch up on some Pixar movies, so I watched Monster University, I watched Lightyear, I watched Elemental. All three are fine movies. I think Monster University is the best one of those.
I agree with that. I half-ass watched these movies while I was watching them. Yeah. Except for Elemental. I ended up watching all of that.
Yeah, you were pretty locked in for Elemental. Wanted to catch up on Disney movies, which I don't know, Pixar Disney. Moana 2. Which I liked. It was fine. It was more Moana. It felt almost like it was more Moana too. Yeah. Moana. It felt like it could have just been like added to the original movie almost to a degree. Okay. But it was solid. It was
Moana 2 Royale or whatever.
Yeah. And then the biggest, arguably the hardest thing to do because it involved coordinating with Edwin and you and finding time and where the movies are. Finished the Fast and Furious movies, which I think at the time of this we had like 5 movies left or something like that.
We definitely had. We watched 7 already. Maybe we watched 8. It wasn't that many. It
was like 8. Hobbs and Shaw.
I remember because I turned 10. On the movies already, which the turn for me happens like 7 onward. I think is like whatever. A lot of people will say it's later, which I can kind of give you if you want to, but I would say, do you really feel that it was later, or do you feel bad that Paul Walker died? Look, I know it's not nice to say. He's a cool ass dude, and I do think he like his loss of like the character not being there is like felt in the movie for sure, and like the franchise. But at the same time, it's like I think a lot of white people, like the people who end up being like, oh, I like 7, but I don't like 8 or 9 or something like that. I'm like, bro, they're kind of the same. So like, are you sure you liked it, or you just liked that the ending was sweet? Which the ending is sweet. It's like they give a nice send off to the character, but it's like, did you like the movie, or did you like, it's been a long time for you? Because that doesn't change what happened the 2 hours prior.
No, the next movies are all very much still Fast and Furious movies.
They're very like action-y
and wilder, but it's still Fast.
Even Furious. 6 was pushed. I don't know. I don't really want to necessarily contentify our Fast and Furious full watch. I guess people let us know if you want to hear about it, because we did watch them all, so we're ready now. And so we did kind of find this in a review, but without like the content. So I'm like, this just feels stupid.
Yeah.
But we're really ready to ride the ride that's coming to Universal. So I'm excited about that.
We're there.
And then hot take 10. 10's just as goofy as 9 and 8. Like,
I didn't know people had problems with
and I turn on the franchise 7 onward. I'm kind of like, these aren't good movies. I don't want to watch these. Low-key 10 better than 9, I thought.
I thought it was more interesting. I liked Jason Momoa's character. Like, he was a
we have Joker at home. Like, he was eating up his role. And I know what you're thinking. Oh no, that was fucking stupid. Bitch, it's been stupid.
It's all stupid. Yeah.
Like, if you were looking for like, I don't like. I was watching it and I'm like, I don't get why this one broke people. I think it's just the fatigue of it must have just like they find the glass shattered for them or something. Because I'm like, if you were down with them in space, but like the ball on fire is too far for you.
Yeah.
I really like you got your priorities mixed up.
The magnet that they drive through the city.
Yeah, I will say I'm salty about your lick. Well, congratulations, Lucia. You did a good job. And you worked really hard on these.
I did. I spent a lot of time.
Something that I'm a little bitter about is like you went through this whole list of watching movies and that you were watching them, in the living room. We have an open concept, so the kitchen's like in the living room, same room. I was just printing fucking photos during this time and like finding like all these hours I spent working on my scrapbook and I just couldn't catch up.
Yeah, no, I can vouch. You were there. You were in the trenches. Just
I was out there printing.
Just never found the end.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. Well, that was that. Let's get into games.
Games.
Metroid Prime trilogy.
Yeah.
You went through the Prime trenches.
Again, capped it off. Man, I think the general consensus that I understand and I agree with now personally is that 1 is the best, followed by 3, and 2 is the worst. Like 2 is like, honestly, it's not even that it's like a bad game. It's just that the light and dark world, you have to backtrack so much and do so many things. It's just a slog to do it, especially with the Wiimote.
You don't think it's a bad game?
I don't think it's a bad game. I think the way, like, if they remastered it or remade it, gave it the same treatment they gave Metroid Prime 1, where I could just like easily breeze through with the controller, like a twin stick joystick kind of traditional controller, it would have been a much better time. Just because I wouldn't be fighting.
So do you think the
Wiimotes
controls are what make the like? But to be clear, and also I did not play any of these games, so I don't have any opinion on the games outside of like opinion through osmosis of like I hear this, and I did watch parts of Isaiah playing it and heard him yelling during parts of it. So I got you get the vibes of the trilogy from that. So are you saying that, because I just want to clarify here, while Metroid Prime 2 isn't a bad game, would you say, maybe you wouldn't, but would you say that the experience of playing it in the modern was bad?
Yeah.
Would you? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so, but you think that if they just like had a cleaner controller implementation.
Can still do it. Like, obviously I just did it. Like, I think it's still doable in the modern era, but it's like it's really on the cusp of like this is just too annoying and frustrating to do anymore. Like it needs a proper remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it.
I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1 because I do think, well, actually, let me ask you now. I asked you during your play session, Jak 2 versus Metroid Prime 2, which game is better? We'll start there.
Still Metroid Prime 2.
Wow.
I would replay Metroid Prime 2 again right now instead of playing
You
Jak
really
2 again.
hate Jak.
Jak 2 is so bad.
If you could fix both the game, like the little, because the things that are bad with them are, I wouldn't say little because everything in developing games is a pain in the ass. But, you're talking about Metroid Prime's 2's issue is the controller implementation, and Jak 2's issue is the lack of checkpointing, some element of like sensitivity sometimes for certain, I guess, like maybe the vehicular stuff, even though I would say like just stop bumping into shit. But anyway, and the no target strafe for the gun, I think are the big 3 L's of the game that like combine to make a bit of an unsavory dish, or like you have to be like, it's like a good meal, but someone dropped it on the floor and you just had to, I'm like, I'm okay eating it. And you're like, I don't want to eat this fucking floor food. If you could fix both of those games, which one do you think would be better?
I think Metroid Prime. I think
you really hate
Metroid Prime.
It's like they're killing him all over again, guys.
On the Wii is a okay game. If you fix the controls, you get a great game. Like it jumps so much.
See,
not having to fight against the game.
I would argue the same thing with Jak 2.
I mean, maybe, but I think You're saying like you got to fix like 3-4 different things in Jak 2, whereas you just got to fix one thing.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question I asked. I didn't say like what would you fund to get fixed.
I mean, all right, well, Metroid Prime is still just a better game than Jak 2.
And you should fund it because you probably make more money than you would
the design
remaking Jak 2.
Of Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Any Metroid game is better than Jak 2. I don't think there's a single Metroid game that's worse than Jak 2.
He's harnessing the dark eco. It's like you weren't even paying attention. Well,
she harnesses dark too. She does that better.
You know what this tells me? Well, harnessing darkness was very trendy in the GameCube era. Even the Pokemon went like dark for a second, right?
Something like that.
What this tells me is we gotta go back to Jak 2 because you have not been able to accept my culture. So we need to spend whatever that. Okay. So you did 2, you did 3. Tell me more about 3. What was 3 like?
3 was good. 3 is from my understanding, it's, and I haven't started Metroid Prime 4 yet, but it is like kind of closer to that Metroid Prime 4 formula where it's like, oh, like here's this more like kind of, I mean, they're all kind of open world and blocked by your abilities and everything like that, but like this one was really like, oh, here's like different locations you can go to, and in these locations you'll still be blocked by what abilities and stuff you have, but there's like dialogue and like a story with like VO and like characters that you'll interact with and meet up with and things like that, where the other ones are very like, oh, Metroid's by herself or Samus is by herself.
Classic.
And you know, you might run into one person that pushes the story along, or like a wall of text that pushes the story along or something, but for the most part you're by yourself. This is like much more like, oh no, there's like a world, like she's a part of this like federation of people that are doing things, which was kind of cool. You
talked a little bit about like the open world, the pseudo open world element of it. I guess, well, one, would you say like, what do you mean by caveating that? Like, you seem like you don't want to just flatly say it's an open world. Is it more of like that open zone design that we saw of that era?
Yeah, we're like,
can you give me another game to compare its like like its openness to? Like, is it like, I don't want to keep just bringing up Jak 2, but is it like Jak 2 where it's like back in the day people said that was an open world, but now it's like, it's just a map with places?
No, I think it is, it almost reminds me a lot of the like GoldenEye on like the N64 kind of thing, where it's like there's like levels you can go into, and the levels are sprawling and like, you know, you're maybe blocked by like a key card access or something like that, but like once you have it, you can just go wherever and do whatever, and you can backtrack to the beginning, you can go all the way to the end, and like, you know, all that stuff. Take that, obviously more modern even than that, and you know, way more intricate mechanics and maneuverability and platforming and everything like that, but like it felt very like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go back to the fire level. Right. I guess in a sense, kind of like Jak and Daxter, where it's, but like easier to get around.
Or maybe like Zelda as well, like old school Zelda, where like Minish Cap, you're kind of maneuvering to different areas.
You can like fast travel in Minish Cap, right?
You might be able to. I know Prime doesn't have fast travel, right? That's like its whole thing.
No.
One of its whole things.
Yeah. The later ones kind of get a fast travel. But yeah, so like there's like areas and levels and zones, I guess you would say, and then like within each level you can like move around, and that's kind of like open world to your abilities kind of thing. It's not open corridor. Yeah, I'll say that it feels more open world than that, but not so much more open world. On
top of the openness, because I think that's one thing people like point to a lot, what would you say makes a Metroid Prime game a Metroid Prime game? Because a lot of people kind of put these in a silo, not just within Metroid like 2D versus 3D, but also within like the Metroidvania genre. So like, what to you, now that you've played 3 of the games, what are like when you're making, picture yourself, you have you're making a potion, right?
Yeah. What am I?
When you're making Prime, when you're like, what do they call it? Powerpuff Girls? What's the name of the
Professor X?
Professor X. Is that his name?
Professor Utonium.
Is that his name?
Utonium.
Because he put in it. Anyway.
Yeah.
You're making, what are you pouring into that vat when you're making Metroid Prime?
You're putting funky environments.
Okay. Professor Utonium is his name.
Definitely some Professor X is X-Men.
Yeah, well, it's because he put in chemical X.
Yeah, he put in chemical X.
Also, crazy, just leave the chemical X just sitting around. Right?
Accidentally, you could bump into it. So you're putting in some funky environments, right? Definitely some, you know, environmental poison water that you have to avoid or something like that somewhere, or like lava, or, you know, they all do the same thing. You have a lot of just poor backtracking. Just dump whatever a volume of backtracking you have, just pour it in there because you're gonna need all of it. Put some you're actually gonna like filter out. You're gonna reduce out any sort of like way marking.
Okay.
And you're just gonna have to like know where to go. You're gonna add a map, but like it's expired. It's an expired map. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like it's not an ideal map. It's never an ideal map.
Okay.
And if you're playing on the Wii, you're gonna put this soup on a plate because it's incredibly difficult to control. And even if the dish is fun and fine and tasty, it's gonna suck to eat sometimes. That's what I would do to make a Metroid Prime game. I'm curious to play.
I'll have mine later.
Yeah, I'll eat mine in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Very curious to see how 4 turns out.
I'll have to ask the class question as well, even though I think I know your answer to this. Metroid Prime versus 2D Metroid.
Oh, 2D Metroid. Yeah.
And which 2D Metroids have you played again? Just for
the original Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and Dread.
Okay.
All 4 of those I would say are better than Metroid Prime 1 Remaster is really good, especially because it feels better because they fixed it and made it so that you could play with the controller. That's probably better than like the really old ones, but it's not better than Fusion and it's not better than Dread in my eyes.
All right. I guess what do you want from? I know you've heard some of the rumblings of like Metroid Prime 4 because obviously it's already been out. But what do you want from that experience?
Honestly, better like just world navigation.
Which I know
is rough to say.
No, it's I actually don't even. I genuinely don't even know like anything about the world navigation because people haven't talked about it too much other than the desert area and them not liking going through it.
Yeah. I know you get like a bike or something like that to like maneuver around, and that's maybe like
you're biking in
the
silence.
ship equivalent kind of thing. But as long as like if I'm in a factory, if it's not just a literal pain to navigate around the factory, that is going to be good enough. That's already going to put it above 2 and 3. All
right. We're going to see what's going to happen. We'll see if we'll play at the same time or if we're like take turns or something. I'm not sure.
And you've been playing Dogpile.
Yeah, I've been playing Dogpile. It's funny because like we came back from break to work and you know people were like, "Oh, what'd you guys play over the break?" And everyone's like, "I played this game and this game is good." Y'all gaming? Like I feel like I didn't game that much over break, but then I forgot that I spent the beginning of the break exclusively playing Dogpile. And even the end of like the work shift, I guess, or whatever, because I started playing almost when it came out, which I think off the top of my head, I think it was like December 7th. I might be off by a couple days. Yeah, this is a like what would you call it? A merge game that has the trappings of a roguelike deck builder. But the big thing about this game, the biggest thing is that you're trying to make a big dog. That's the biggest thing.
So merge game, just to give a little bit of context, is like a Threes kind of or 2048 where like you're combining the
or
same
Suika if you're not a million years old.
Where you're combining things of the same level together, and then it makes a bigger entry.
Or funnily enough, like what makes sense, Merge Maestro also was a merge game as well. That was in that. Oh gosh, was that a roguelike? I guess it was kind of maybe whatever. Yeah. You put A and A together, you make B. You put B and B together, you make C. And in this case, it's dogs. So you start with a really, really teeny tiny dog, and you put those 2 teeny tiny dogs, and you make a slightly bigger dog. I don't know dog breeds, so I'm just looking, and I'm like, this. I know there's like a pug at one point. That's like the second or third dog you make, and you put those together, and you get like a floofy dog, and then you put those together. You know, at one point, you get a Dalmatian who's like, and they also have they're differently shaped too. So like they have really distinctive looks to them, funky shapes, and they also like generally get bigger in size, just as like a base. And you're sort of filling up. I think they call it like, I forgot if they call it like the dog yard or the boneyard or whatever. Boneyard's kind of dark. I don't know. The dogs are alive. But you put the dogs in the yard, and it is basically like a pit, like a Tetris kind of pit. And you're trying to get the biggest dog possible. Like for the first deck, first condition, it's get the biggest dog. Have like the biggest dog in the yard. But if you fill up all the dogs where they're over the line for like, they put a timer, and it's like 5 seconds, maybe more. And like if the timer, like your time runs out and you're above the line, it's game over. That's the only fail condition that exists. There is no other fail condition. what they have, because it's like, again, it's like a, roguelike deck builder in the vein of Balatro. It has a lot of the trappings of Balatro, the way they present the store, the way they lay out the UI, the way they have like numerical goals on the side, which like in this game, it's like bones, like basically like points, like money, whatever you want to think of it as. And you get bones for like combining dogs. So it's like, oh, these ones give you like 10 or 5. And then like you have conditions like, oh, you have 5 hands to hit this bone goal, etc. But if and when you fail that goal, it's not game over. Like in most games, like that Balatro and every other Balatro, like it's like the whole point is the points, and you fail the points, and then like that's it. This is different because when you fail that condition, they make you pick up a debuff, and you choose between 2 debuffs to pick. But like that's also where the fun strategy comes in, where you can kind of, like one debuff might be, your highest ranked dog has like the trait big royal, where it's bigger than usual. Oh, that sucks because it's taking a lot of space. Oh, but actually all my dogs got like micro on them, so like most of them are already really small, so I'm gonna pick that because it's not gonna hurt me as much. Or there's other ways to kind of like
That's cool.
game the system a little bit. But what I really like about this game is that it's like very, very chill. You don't need to be and I'm not an expert in roguelike deck builders. You don't need to be like highly strategic. There are things it gives you to think about, but you really don't have to think about them for that long. My colleague over at MinMax, Jeff, streamed this yesterday from the time of us recording, and watching him play was funny because one, he's streaming, so obviously you're gonna explain what you're doing, but he was very like thoughtful about everything, and I was just like, dog, big dog, dog, big dog. But the game lends itself to that. Like I think what makes this game special, even though I don't think it's gonna be in the pantheon of like, these are like the best, deck builders of all time or anything, because there's not that much strategy to it. The strategy is like more chill, but that's what makes the game fun. It's like meaningfully chill because like the other stuff they designed around it is meant to support a chill, fun experience. Like the fun is combining the dogs, seeing them get big, watching them, like getting them to try to merge in this little pit. So it's not as strategic of a deck builder for that reason, because there's not as much like, there's not as many like I'm gonna break the game level of synergies. Like you can maybe like definitely push into that if you're like really skilled and you like run something really strategic, but like it's not really meant to be about that. It's just meant to be like, hey, it's fun to merge the dogs. Let's give you different ways to merge, give you like a contextual challenge to like incentivize you doing things, and to make it, how do we make a merge game more interesting than just I'm just where I place the stuff and how they land, and they do really cool stuff with that. So that's what I think makes the game special, because I think it's not necessarily, and I want to be careful saying this because I don't want to ever act like anything in game development is easy, but it's not necessarily hard to make your game easy. You can always just throw in some settings and be like, make it really easy, and then it's easy. And I'm not saying those settings are bad for any game or anything, because like I think you should have as many options as you can within reason of your development cycle. But what's cool about this game is like, it's an easy game that's made to be easy, but it's like meaningfully implemented in a way that's fun. I think sometimes when a game is really easy, it's not actually fun, because you're just like, well, the fun is like the excitement. I mean, that's kind of my beef with this totally apples and oranges, but Luminous Arise. The reason I stopped playing it is because the settings didn't cater enough to like allowing me to have fun. Like they're like, oh, well, you can turn off it auto dropping. And I'm like, well, I don't want to turn it off. I just want to slow it down. And they're like, well, you can't. And I'm like, well, I don't have fun just auto dropping, like dropping it manually. Like that takes away the thrill of it. And I think Dogpile like knows how to toe that line. I think that design is really fun. And it's just like it's a cool ass game. I think it's a very good video game. I don't know that's a great video game, but I think it's really good. And I think more importantly than being good, because a lot of games are freaking good, this game is special in that it really is bringing something distinct to the table that like not only have I not really seen before personally, but also like it's just a really good experience. I put like 8 hours into this game. I've beat it like I've beat it definitely at least 2 times, maybe 4. I don't really remember. And then one time I'm like, I think it bugged out, but I just kind of kept playing over the brokenness just to get this stuff. But yeah, it's cool as hell. And it has a lot of nice details. The art style is very striking and cute. It's from the team that made Gubbins, the word game, if you know that one. So it has like a really pleasing art style. It's like it's on the good side of that classic, like frankly, like the little generic ugly millennial like clip art style that was really popular. It's on like the good side of that. It's like a good version of that. Yeah. So very pleasing to the eye, really nice palette, some cute little animation work. Like it, other than I guess leaning into like certain elements of synergy more, or maybe coming up with more creative challenges like within the decks or something. Other than like those kinds of things, it's hard to imagine this formula being like better than what it is. So yeah, you gonna be dogpiling? You
Yeah,
gonna get
I'm
in the
definitely
pit?
gonna try it. I unfortunately I bought so many games during the Steam winter sale that my backlog is even larger now. But on recommendation of you telling me to play it, me watching you play it, as well as like seeing like Jeff play it and everything like that, it's like, yeah, I definitely want to put some time into it. Just to try it. I don't know how much I'll get through. Again, I still got Monster Train. I still want to beat that to a degree, at least
also
one run.
Dogpile shows you can make a roguelike video game where the art isn't ugly. Speaking of Monster Train,
but you just said it's not the best art.
No, I think it's good art.
Yeah,
I just think it's working within kind of a cliche model.
It's a different kind of art, but to each his own. Yours says that like
mine has dogs.
Dogpile is like the millennial line art that you see.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. But I think it's the good version of that.
I think it's just a version of it. I don't know if it's good version. Wow. Of that. It looks like everything else. I can pull up 7 websites right now that all look alike.
Okay, but are they using dogs?
Not all of them. So you got
some
me
of them
there.
are using dogs. Yeah. Something that I guess like a last thing to say about Dogpile that I think is like both cool, but also speaks to the fact that they're like, bro, we ain't taking it that seriously. We don't want you to take it that seriously. Is when you have options to like edit your deck, they're like the cards are dogs. The thing is, I imagine they're 3 dogs at a time. You like take them to the pet salon, and then so you whatever attribute you do, like you have 3 options. You can like, and they're random options that appear. Like they're not always the same. So like one option could be to cut them from your deck, one could be to upgrade them, and one can be to like give them a trait. But the 3 options you have are always different. And then the 3 are just like random. And it just feels like maybe I'm not like an expert enough to see how like maybe that can work on a super diva. But usually when you're doing like this kind, the reason they let you do only one card is because it's really important to like meticulously craft your deck. And this feel like to me, them having you do it 3 at a time is like they kind of want to infuse a little bit of chaos into it, I feel like, which kind of supports like the casualness of it, I think. But yeah, Dogpile, woof woof, who let the dogs out? Not me, they're all in the yard. They're getting big. They're big as fuck. Yeah. I like this game a lot. I would play it like every night for a while. I was like staying up late playing it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we talked about games that we have played. Mine was modern. Yours was old as fuck, to be honest. But shout out. You're getting to the modern one.
Yeah, the past, the present.
The past, the present, now the future. That's so cute. That's like way nicer than me being like, your game old as fuck. Yeah. Old ass game. No dogs in it.
You don't know that?
Is there?
No.
Oh, man.
But you didn't know that.
Well, now, thanks for spoiling Metroid Prime for me.
There's no dogs in Metroid Prime.
There's no dogs. Maybe in the 4th one.
Yeah.
Anxious.
Would make the game better.
Oh, it's my space dog. Okay, we're going to do games we're looking forward to for 2026. I guess we'll take it month by month. And then, talk about it from there.
Undated games at the end.
Yeah, undated games at the end. All right. You want to start?
I don't have anything for January.
Wow. All right, I will carry us in January.
Yeah.
I have Mio, Memories in Orbit, a game that is real but sounds fake.
Oh.
It's like that, let me try to get the genre right. It's definitely in the platforming vein, but I want to see, is it also a Metroidvania? It might be. She is a Metroidvania, yeah.
Okay.
It's got like a fairly pleasing art style to it. And I did play the demo of it and wasn't like obsessed with it, but you can jump in it. So I was like, I gotta give it a try at least.
Yeah.
And it does look like it gets into a little bit of that like vein of difficult platforming. It kind of is like this, you play as like this little android person and you're like going around. And the look of the gameplay in terms of the platforming does seem to have like that float element, like very Ori and the Blind Forest kind of vibe. So I'm like, okay, this could be fun, even though the demo did not blow me away. My other January game is a game called Hermit and Pig. Now this one, is something funny?
No, not at all.
No, be honest. Why are you laughing? Is it because it sounds fake?
It just sounds like a very Janet game. Like oh yeah, I'm trying this game, Hermit and Pig.
Why? Because my other game was Dogpile. They're real games. This one, I'm looking forward to it, but kind of just barely. Not because anything's wrong with the game, but it's not like super my genre. It's turn-based RPG, which like sometimes I like that, sometimes I don't. And yeah, it just seems like it has like kind of like a funky like old school RPG vibe, and you play as this guy and he's got like this little pig buddy, and it kind of seems, wacky and cute. It's also been sort of within the indie ether for a couple of years, which doesn't mean it's going to be good necessarily, but I'm like, I don't know. It's been like, I've heard it a lot, and I'm like, yeah.
So I wonder if like pig side characters are in again.
The new trend.
I played Spindle, and that whole thing is like you're deaf and you have a little pig friend.
Yeah, that's a good clock. That might be the new
axolotl.
Yeah, the new axolotl. There's also spiders have kind of been having a moment too, a little bit with Webbed, and there's like one other spider game. Yeah. The last one I have for January is Karen or Corinne. I forget how to pronounce it. It's CAIRN. It's the climbing sim.
Yeah, man.
You're on the fence on whether or not you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I really. What was the last one? The
Permanent Pig.
No, the last climbing game.
The one I didn't like, but everyone was like, the end's so beautiful, and I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, oh my end is so beautiful. But I thought the game was
Jusant.
Yes, I thought Jusant was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, but also like the thought of having to manage any kind of stamina to climb again is like, am I ready to jump back in that saddle? You know what I mean?
Peak?
Like.
Peak was also another climbing game that just happened.
It's like, am I ready to do this again? I think this is going to be like a better climbing game than Peak is a climbing game, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be more like simmy.
Yeah, but is it going to be too simmy? Like, that's my worry, you know?
I don't think it's going to be like
I want a puzzle climbing game, not a sim climbing game. I don't want to manage my things. I want to like have to look at a wall and see like, oh, how am I gonna get from? Okay, I gotta swing over here.
I think the management is meant to push you into looking at a wall and figuring out like optimal routes.
I mean, that's possible.
Yeah, but I've been looking forward to this for a while. I love climbing in games as well, so I just thought this is it's funny you mentioned the pig trend. I feel like the climbing trend is also like a modern one. I think it's almost done. You're never done climbing in games, but you know. This is like the end of that part. But yeah, it looks really cool. It's made by the Game Bakers. But yeah. February. You got anything in February?
A late February entry.
What do you got?
I got Resident Evil 9.
Yeah, I have that one too.
I don't know. I don't actually know if I'm gonna play it because again, I don't like spooky, scary games. I'm a big baby.
But you played Village though, yes?
But I played Village. Okay. I liked Village. Village was much more. It was enough action in it that I felt fine, right? Resident Evil 9, I don't know. I gotta take Resident Evil case by case. Sometimes they're actiony, sometimes they're really fucking scary.
This one seems like it's gonna be half and half, but the scary parts don't feel that scary to me.
I hope not.
How scary did you find like Lady D's castle? Or were you not scared because you were like, she's so sexy? I'm not scared anymore.
I would not say that, but I did find her castle not like too scary to play through or anything. The dollhouse section, I forget what that
House of Benedito. Yeah, that was after.
I thought that was like right on the cusp when that big baby snake worm thing is following you.
If you could handle House of Benedito, you can handle basically anything. Because that to me,
because we tried to do was it
the goated one, Biohazard?
6.
It was 7. Biohazard.
I couldn't do that.
That is holistically scarier though, because you are like very disempowered in that game. So. Okay, what if this game you're half disempowered and then half not? That's kind of the pitch I think they're giving of like when you're the girl, you can't do anything. You're just a scared weighty, and then when you're Leon, you're shooting like all right, guys. Anyway,
I don't know. I'm gonna definitely. This is definitely
I can
one of those
report
games
back.
where I'm looking at reviews. I'm reading people's thoughts, going down the YouTube rabbit hole. Like, how scary is this game actually? Before I dive in myself.
Do you have any other February games?
No.
I have 2. One is Mugenics.
I looked at Mugenics. I am personally interested in Mugenics, which is, I guess I should have put it on the thing.
Yeah.
But I haven't played
an Edmund game.
Edmund game in like forever.
I mean,
like,
either.
Really, I've never played one to completion.
Really? You didn't finish Binding of Isaac?
Never finished Binding of Isaac. Didn't do Super Meat Boy or any other. Like, I don't know what his games are like. I'm interested in this, but only because it's like a tactics game do I think it has a chance for me to like actually go through and play it all.
I'm interested. I think he's a really great designer. I kind of wish it wasn't called Mugenics, just because it's kind of like. I mean, I get that it's like you are fused, but it's just kind of like I kind of wish it was called something different. If I'm being honest. But also it has it's Edmund and Tyler Galil who did The
End Is Nigh.
The End Is Nigh, which is I never finished it, but that was like an incredible platformer. I feel like it says he's listed for basement collection, which I get, but I could have sworn he was listed for something else that I really liked, but maybe he was listed as the studio. Let me look up who made, because Closure feels like so Tyler Galil coded, but maybe it wasn't him. Yeah, who made Eyebrow Interactive then? Man, is this him low key? Whoa, bro, is this him?
It is the end is dying.
It says Galil Games, so what the fuck? So he's just like secretly making games and shit. But so Closure is like a really cool. You should try to play Closure. I don't know how. I played it in college, so I feel comfortable recommending it, but I feel a little uncomfortable like being too confident because it's like maybe it was not as good as I remember. Sure. But it's a puzzle game, environmental puzzle game. Well, that has to do with like light, like when it has to be the classic thing has to be illuminated for you to interact with it. Yeah. But I thought it was really cool, and I was like, this is great. Anyway, cool. So Mujax is still on there, and then I have Reanimal, which is like. It's like we have Little Nightmares for real this time because we spun off and we sold like Little Nightmares got sold to somebody else kind of thing. So
yeah, I'm gonna let you play that one.
Yeah, because you don't like Little Nightmares.
Come back to me. I like the concept. I thought it would be more like Limbo or.
So you want the puzzles to be better? Is that kind of? Even though the Limbo puzzles aren't that, but I think Little Nightmares is a very like it's very chill. Like you're not like thinking that much. You're more trying to execute something, and it's like a little scary. Yeah. So
we'll see. I'll let you do it and come back to me. Let me know.
Sure. March. I don't have anything.
Oh, I have our boy Crimson Desert. I'm actually kind of interested. I haven't seen more.
Okay. Can you remind me what this is?
March 19th. So Crimson Desert is a open world. I actually don't know if it's open world or not, but it's the idea. I think it's open world. Open world, kind of like RPG where you're going around doing like kind of hard combat. It's got a little bit of like an Assassin's Creed, like the early old school Assassin's Creed kind of vibe to it, with like having to go around and like hunt down people and take them out and do boss fights and things like that. We did the preview of it. Yeah. One of the earlier episodes of Gangcast. And I was lukewarm on it then. I wasn't sure like how it would turn out, but the more I see, the more I'm interested. So I'm like, you know what? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens come March.
Yeah.
Could be a fun
open
time.
to it, but I might, especially if you're like, I'm interested, I might let you like scout ahead.
Yeah.
And you can
totally
report back.
Totally fair.
April, I just got one.
Wait,
one more. Oh, go ahead.
Our board, which I know you're excited for. It doesn't have a date, but it has a window.
Oh, okay.
Slay the Spire 2.
Yes, I didn't know it had that. Now, do you care about the fact that it's early access?
I don't love that.
I don't love that either. I think I'm still gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this my Hades. I'm gonna be the annoying ass. Oh, I know it's early access, but like it's really good. Like that's gonna also like let me make the game for you. Like not literally. I wouldn't know how to make those games like at all. That's on my list too. Just as no dates. I didn't realize I had a window. Cool. April.
I just got one towards the end.
Oh, another March?
2.
Oh, for April.
For April. Sorry. Pragmatic.
I have that too. Pragmata.
Oh,
it changes to pragmatic.
Yeah.
It autocorrects to pragmatic for me too. I had to change it. Yeah. Capcom.
Reading off my list. I haven't even played. I think there's like a demo or something that people have played. I haven't played it. I haven't seen anything outside of like launch trailers. I was like, this looks real Kojima coded, and I'm down to try it. I'm interested.
But that you mean there's a little white girl? Or a child.
a weird sci-fi kind of world. You're kind of in space, but then not in space. I don't know. And you got like, it's like you have like this weird like little puzzle game that you're playing when you're doing combat and everything. I'm like, all right, sign me up. I'm interested.
I'm very interested in this. This is actually like, in a weird way, this is like one of my most anticipated games. I had a lot of fun demoing this at SGF. I don't know offhand if it's the same demo that's been made available public. But yeah, like it was one of those games where, especially in the demo, it's an early like quick little slice. Frankly, the demo experience did feel a little like basic, like the game was like a little simplistic. Mm-hmm. But I had fun doing what I did. So I was like, okay, if it stays the same, it's not going to be like that hot of a game because it's like a little limited, but it could just get better from here. So I'm like, that sounds really dope. Like just the options of like doing the sort of like because basically it's kind of like you aim and then like the girl on your back is like solving these puzzles but you're like it's happening in real time. It's not like turn-based. So like you're trying to, it's not quite as fun as like the classic goo from what's the name of that?
Like
BioShock.
Yeah.
But it's in that kind of vein of like you're trying to trace a pathway to get to like hack a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And just getting to do that, it's very like pat your head, rub your belly, but in a way that I think is really fun.
It's funny, I haven't played Pragmata, but I also haven't played Vanquish, but it gives me Vanquish vibes, which
I don't know about Vanquish.
I believe is also Capcom. It's kind of like a cyborgy. Oh, no, it's not. Well, it might be published by Capcom. I think it's who's the people who did the woman with the long hair?
Bayonetta?
Like, yes.
Oh, Platinum Games.
Yes.
It's published by
Sega. Yeah, so like I get vibes of this world, which is
okay. Yeah, they look like copy paste.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you fighting big robots and going around like a futuristic sci-fi Japan kind of factory and stuff like that. Like it all gives me that same vibe, which is also like just thematically interesting.
Yeah, it was just fun to play. So I'm like, this
Great.
seems
I'm glad
dope.
to hear.
Hopefully it ends up being really good.
Another April game, Saros.
Yep, I was like, Isaiah's gonna take that one.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Was it Mark House?
Housemarque.
Housemarque, damn it. I just wrote the game down, guys. I'm sorry.
Nah,
I didn't do a deep dive.
I called it when I tried to remember the name of the game, I called it Saronos. What is it actually called? Saros? I've been having this problem all
SAROS. Okay. Which also autocorrect tried to turn into like Sarah or something like that.
What the hell? Oh, maybe it's not on.
No, I think it's just
PlayStation.
PS5, yeah.
Oh my god, it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah. So I'm in it. I played a lot of why am I blanking on
the first one?
The first
Sorry
one.
if the trailer jump scare. I'll look it up.
Thank you.
Because I can't remember it either. And then you also like famously like kicked Returnal's ass in a way that was crazy.
Thank you. Yeah, played a lot of Returnal. Had a great run.
I don't know if you've done like Nex Machina or like Matterfall or Resogun's a big one that people.
Resogun. I did a lot of Resogun. That was like early PS4.
Yeah, Returnal, you like went on a run like I've never seen before.
It was amazing. It was incredible. And I'm ready to jump back in the saddle.
Yeah,
I'm ready to do that all again.
I will say this one I might try again. I did try Returnal, I think briefly, but this one at least has some of the progression can carry over, like of your abilities, which I know it's like that's roguelike versus light. I forget which one's which. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. I'm just gonna be. I don't care. I don't care to learn anymore. I'm tired. So yeah, maybe I'll give this a try because it's just I'm so bad at like bullet hell type stuff. Like 9 times out of 10, like I can't even play the games, and like that was kind of what Returnal was. So maybe I'll get to it at launch. Maybe I'll just wait because it's like I just don't think it's really gonna be a me game. Was that your last one for April?
Yeah,
me too. Because I just had the one. Coming up now, we got May. I put 007 First Light.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah, admittedly, I'm not like drooling interested, but like seems like it could be cool.
Yeah,
I like Hitman.
I like Hitman. I like 007.
Put them together.
Yeah.
Put them together. Thanks. Make them kiss.
Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly. Give me 2 things.
Smoochy smooch. Yeah, exactly. And then I'm curious.
That's Crystal Dynamics.
I want to say yes, but we don't have to guess. We have the internet. Oh God, it's written like crazy. Hold on. No, just IO. Sorry. Just IO Interactive.
I thought they were partners. Okay. Well, maybe. Oh, because Crystal, I don't even think it exists anymore. Actually, so.
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
just IO. So
interested in it. What more to say? I haven't played a 007 game in forever since like Man on Fire.
I gotta be honest,
like
I didn't even know they had 007 games. If I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah, gun to my head.
It used to be like a movie tie-ins.
Yeah. Were they good? Doesn't really matter now, but
dumb to know if they were good. I know I had fun.
Nice. Sometimes that's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of movie tie-ins. What bigger movie tie-in than my next one? Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight.
I believe.
I honestly think this game is going to be amazing.
Really, I feel like I feel like you started really hot on it when you first saw it, and then you like got kind of like this is gonna suck, kind of. What's going on? What's with the yo-yo?
I think there's been almost like a divergence in Lego games where. Before, Lego games were like, we're trying to be like full functioning games, like not like artsy kind of adventures, experiments. So like no, we're just trying to be Lego Marvel, Lego Batman, Lego Lord of the Rings. Like we're gonna give you just a game that's just built in Legos. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they cater a little bit more towards kids, but like they were just like traditional games, campaigns and stories and gameplay. Then it kind of started going a little bit more artsy, right? With like journeys and
Lego
simplified things a little bit with like the Lego Horizon, where it's like it's still like that's like way on the other end of the spectrum to me, where it's like you can almost fall asleep with the controller and that game will progress. I think
of course I was wide awake, having the time of my life with the love of my life.
Yeah, of course. It was a fun time. I had a good time. Let me say that. And I feel that I hope that with Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight, they're pivoting back, because the other Lego Batman games are really good.
Yeah.
I hope they're pivoting back to this, giving me some cool and they're pulling from such good source material. The movies are so fun. Yeah. There's so much cool things you can do in those, and then just Legofy it, and then we're having a great time.
Yeah,
we're playing a 9 out of 10 game, easy.
9 out of 10 is quite high.
Easy if we do.
I think if we get away with an 8, it's highway robbery a little bit. Because like my kind of, I mean, I really have not played that many of the Lego games, so I shouldn't be talking
Rocksteady
too much.
Dropped the ball. Lego, now's your time to pick it up and run with it.
But
okay?
I feel like I remember Lego City Undercover. I didn't beat it, but what I played of it, I'm like, that was to me peak kind of Lego. You know, even with the ACAB element of it, I was like, I'm having a good time being a fucking cop, a Lego cop. I don't know. Maybe later he leaves the force. I'm not sure. You know, maybe it kind of ends up coming around. But yeah, and I feel like they haven't the Lego action adventure style games like Lego Horizon, like those kinds of tie-in, like the ones you're talking about. I feel like they just haven't been good in a while. I feel like they like lost their touch a bit. So I'm going into this with like, in a way I have low expectations, but I feel like I loved Lego Horizon so much, but I loved it because I just loved it, and I love Horizon, not because I'm like, wow, this game's really great. I mean, the game had some redeeming qualities. I don't think that game is like dog shit, and I think frankly, my guess is that it has a lower Metacritic than I would give it. I would honestly give that game a 7. If I was being really critical, I'd give it a 68. Maybe
I can see it sitting at like a 72.
I think
it's not bad. It's not inoffensive. Or
70.
Like
okay, yeah. Actually, I lied. My bad. It's rated perfectly. I think that game is like barely a 7. Like it's just bare. Yeah. And I think if you want to be a little bit of a stickler, you could say it's like a 68 because it's like it's a totally adequate video. Yeah. Like you made a video game, but you made a video game in something that I really like, and I love nothing more than The Dark Knight. Like, The Dark Knight is my superhero version of like Oceans. Like I feel like we should be watching it now. I fucked this podcast. So I'm very excited for it, even though I'm like, oh, how good is it going to be? I don't know, but I think we'll have fun playing it no matter what. But yeah, obviously I would hope that it's like, it would be nice if it was better than Lego Horizon. Do you have any other May games or onward? I jumped to November after May.
I jumped to November too. I'm guessing
GTA 6.
Yep.
GTA 6. Let's go.
Assuming it comes out then, that game is gonna
world big
rock everything.
Guns. If they delay it again, it's so we can. Well, actually, let me not say that. That's actually too crazy. What I was gonna say, I was like thinking what I was gonna say, and then I was like, do I want the government to clip this and then come arrest me? I'm just saying, if y'all want to add in some topical things and let us do, you know, I'm just saying that like in Red Dead Redemption 2, you can kill Klansmen. Maybe here. Sure. That's you can do something. Think about what might be fun to do now.
Exactly.
In a safe space.
Yeah, digital, of course. You know.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
What might conjure those kinds of feelings?
Exactly.
You know, and just be creative. I'm asking you to be creative. Also, I hope that you can continue like with your union shit, because like it's fucked up that they be on your all's necks. Anyway, so yeah. Very anticipated game for forever. And honestly, if it doesn't come out this year, I don't even care, because it's long as fuck. So it's like shit, saving me time.
True. Yeah.
But if it comes out, it'll be. It's nice when there's those games. I feel like sometimes, especially like, I don't know how much you're in like the critic circles the way like I am, where like so many of my peers are critics in like the industry. I feel like so many times people are just like the big like it kind of. I feel like games like GTA for some critics represent like capitalistic, like whatever, and it's like guys, I need y'all to reel it in, because something that I really like about games like GTA, like the big hitters, is it's like the one place we can all come together and play. Like almost every critic, not literally every critic, but almost every critic is going to play GTA 6. And I think that's really fun because, we all have different like tastes and experiences. There's not a lot of, the overlaps usually end up being pockets. Oh, the puzzle people with the puzzle people, the story people with the story people. GTA is like one of the connective pieces. And I think it's fun when there are those big ticket games that are like, oh, everyone's going to play this. And it doesn't have to be GTA level. Like even like when Spider-Man comes out with a new game, the Wolverine game, I think, is kind of going to be an everyone plays it type thing. Oh, I need to add that. Is that this year, actually, for the no dates? Is it like...
Yeah, I believe it's this year.
Okay, cool. All right.
I have it down as this year.
Great. Let's get into no dates. So let's start with Wolverine, I guess.
All right, yeah, sure. Wolverine.
He claw?
I'm still a little upset, presumably, based on trailers, that he's going to be clawing robots, all right? Stop being a coward. Let him slice some humans.
I feel like there's blood coming out of there.
I think it's like purple blood, though. It's like purple, blue, green kind of blood. I want to see this motherfucker dripped in red, all right? I want to see him...
Are they robots?
Shanking. I think they're like cyborgs, I feel like or something.
Michael Scott, when he made that movie, I guess I did make him a cyborg. I don't remember. Yeah, maybe they are.
Yeah, like if you
Sorry, I had to spend 12 seconds on the PlayStation Studios logo. Like, just I see what you mean. Yeah, shit, you're right. I guess
maybe there is some. I mean,
they
are
they're
like cyborg.
Wait, no. Are you sure? Maybe they're. I thought they were just people in like souped up police armor.
I mean,
hold on.
Maybe
we can do the.
Maybe I was under the impression that these were like cyber. They're not just normal humans. They're not,
It won't let me do the slower playback speed, which is weird. Well, now I'm really curious. Anyway, well, we'll have to look into that. If you know if these are cyborgs or people, let me know. I thought they were just like people wearing, almost like stormtroopers. Or those are people. They look like robots, but they're not. Like, because I feel like they have like an outer, like they have like armor on. It would help if PlayStation stopped cutting the trailer to black every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So because they like, I feel like this is like.
I guess there's red blood spewing right now. So maybe I'm just. But then you cut his arm off.
And then there's like electricity. But maybe I feel like he's just wearing a bio suit.
I guess. Okay.
Or whatever. That's what was my vibe.
Then, you know what? I take everything back.
Can I also get on record and just say, what a boy bro thing to be. I want them to be people. I want to kill real fake people in this video game.
Why am I Wolverine if I'm worried about... If I want morals, I don't want to be Wolverine.
This guy does... I feel like maybe they're part cyborg because... in the clip, and I remember seeing this and being like, oh my god, it's so violent. Like,
I think it's kind of like a cyberpunky kind of thing.
I think it's like or what's Idris Elba in spoilers for Fast and the Furious?
The Hobbs and Shaw.
With Hobbs and Shaw, Idris Elba's in there, and he's like cyber. He has cybernetic enhancement. He's still a man though.
I guess you're right.
Because look, and then he claws to his face. This is what you want.
Yeah,
you want this nasty stuff.
Hell yeah.
I only like. I mean, I don't hate violence in video games by any means, but I more enjoy violence when it's done a little more creatively. It's like, to me, this is like, I want to see some creativity. I don't want to see you like slitting people's throats. I want to see something with some pizzazz, because I like God of War's like violence a lot because it's like it's got zest to it. I'm interested in what's going on with this motorcycle. Is Days Gone 2? Hello, like anyway, I don't know. Wolverine. Yeah, it's a classic PlayStation popcorn superhero game. I'm there. I'm playing it now. Boom.
Yeah,
I'm not literally playing it now, by the way. And I would never say that, PlayStation. I would never say that early. A world where they give you the game before it even has a release date would be insane.
Would be wild.
What else you got? We can kind of rapid fire these ones.
Peeking at your list. I'm surprised you don't have this. Control Resonant.
I forgot.
Oh, okay.
That it exists. I'm adding it to my list.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna play it even though you hate you hate them.
Say I'm gonna hate play it. That is not what I would say. But I am gonna play it.
Guys, he plays it wrong.
I might bump it down to can't die mode if I need to, but I'm interested. I like the story. I hate that Isaiah does that. Not because I'm a hater to easy mode. Get on your easy mode. It's because he puts it to easy because he claims that the combat is not good, which I think is fucked up. I think that this one has a chance. They seem like they're doubling down on like focusing on good combat. This game. Like, before you had a morph gun, now you got like a morph sword. Swords are just inherently cooler than guns.
That is true.
I mean, we're looking up.
Do we share Woodo?
I forgot. Didn't even.
So we can share that on there now.
Window. Yeah.
It's a really cool little puzzle diorama type game. I think we spoke about it at one point during like one of the PAX episodes. But yeah, look that up if you're wishlist side if you're interested in it. Well, what else you got? We'll go back and forth and just knock these out.
Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
Yeah, I put LOL at the end of it because I don't think that shit's coming out ever.
Oh God, I hope it does. It'd be so good if it does. I love the Prince of Persia Sands of Time trilogy. Played it originally on PlayStation 2 when it came out. I bought it again on PC when that trilogy came out. They re-released it there. I am ready to dive back in with the Prince and his time manipulation.
Another potential share, Escape Academy 2?
Is that not out? What do you?
No, you're thinking of Escape Simulator. That came out.
Yeah, right. Oh, sweet. There's Escape Academy 2 coming out?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was coming out. Hell yeah.
Damn.
Sign me up.
I gotta keep pushing the content. I played it at SGF.
I see a couple of them. I'm like, you might
have. How do you forget the viral? It's viral in my mind. The viral story of me playing at SGF, and the person I was supposed to play with didn't show up. They made me play with the developer of the game, and I'm bad. I'm kind of bad at puzzle games, so I was like, I found that a little embarrassing. Toem 2 is also potentially coming out this year. I think it has like the window for this year. Mm-hmm. Which Escape Academy 2, it's an escape video game, like set up to be that you're at Escape Academy, you know, kind of like Hogwarts, but for escaping, minus the bigotry associated with Hogwarts. Yeah, it's great. We played 1 together. It was dope. 2, I think, is gonna be dope. Toem 2, adventure photography game, black and white, little puzzles.
Little puzzles was great. Toem 1 was great.
Yeah, good vibes. I think those are all our shared ones.
Yeah, Love Eternal, I'm interested in.
Okay.
I forgot that didn't come out last year.
Can you remind me what this game is?
This is a kind of like the VVV kind of like puzzle gravity switching platformer.
Yeah.
We previewed it. GDC.
I think it was a PAX.
Maybe it was PAX.
Might have been the Widow PAX. I don't remember.
Yeah, actually, I think it was. It looked cool. It had an interesting story where you're like this like little girl and your family seems to be like kind of possessed or not really there. It's like kind of got a little bit of horror-y.
Yeah, like a psychological horror element.
Horror vibes.
I forget if you were a little girl.
You're
like a little stick person. I don't remember which. The art's very tiny, but that just seemed like it was gonna be a good like platformer kind of vibe. Other ones you have?
The only other one I have, which I want this because I want a good Nintendo game. Okay. I want to feel like I'm playing. I want to make my Switch 2 worth it. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book.
I forgot that's coming out. That's on my list then too. Yeah.
I don't have hopes that it's going to be great. I would, if you told me it was Yoshi's Woolly World 2, I'd sign up for it right now. I have no idea if it's going to be.
I'd sign up, but I'd be sad that it wasn't just Yoshi's Crafted World 2.
Sure, or Yoshi's Crafted World.
Sorry, no, Woolly World. Crafted World is the whack one. Never mind. I thought you flipped those. I flipped them by accident.
If it hits that bar or higher, I'd be happy.
Which Crafted World was barely whack. It's like a 7, but it's like it's a bit, but like Woolly World, that's like an 8, maybe pushing a 9 in some way. Like it's really good. Anyway,
as someone who just didn't, we talked about it a lot, didn't enjoy Donkey Kong the way other people did. I want something from Nintendo that's gonna make me go, yeah, fuck yeah, this is the play. This is why I bought.
I know. I'm more with my worry with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is I still don't really know what type of game it even is. You know,
I think it's like a Yoshi platformer, which
I don't know. It has like a big emphasis on like collecting data in a way that I'm like not. The art looks really cool. I like Yoshi.
I like Pokemon. That's just collecting data.
Yeah, like I'm not really. Yeah, you're actually Metroid. You're scanning stuff. Anyway, my last ones, I'll just kind of rapid fire these even quicker just because it's just mine left. Goobies 2. I liked Goobies 1 a lot. Yeah, it's Vampire Survivors like. Goobies 2, funnily enough, is taking that, what's the name of that game that it's like Vampire Survivors came out last year. Everyone loved it. Megabonk? Yeah. It's like in the vein of Megabonk now, which is kind of funny that like Goobies is always kind of like, what's hot? Bringing it over here. I don't know. But
which is like Risk of Rain, right? Risk of Rain 2, rather? It's kind of like Megabonk. It's like a 3D. Really? It's I think I don't. Well, I never played
Megabonk is a 3D Vampire Survivors.
Okay, so it might be similar to Risk of Rain.
Isn't Risk of Rain like a platformer though?
It's no. I mean, it's probably no more of a platformer than Megabonk is. Like I imagine you're jumping and moving around in Megabonk.
Oh, I guess maybe I don't understand what Risk of Rain is then. Yeah. I don't know, but okay. Anyway, Goobies 2, cool. Mixtape, Annapurna published. Story game. I previewed it at SGF. It seemed really good. I'm ready to get hurt again with these narrative games that have focus on music. Onimusha, I put question marks by this, not because I don't know that if it's coming out, but just because I'm like, I also previewed this at Gamescom. It's just not, I'm not a big like action person for genre, but like I think the ideas and stuff are cool. It also like seemed pretty challenging. Like, I just don't know if I'm up for the challenge. And then the last one I have is There Are No Ghosts at the Grand. This one is a little slippery in terms of like whether or not I think it's going to be good. I think they're doing a lot with genre to the point where I'm like, y'all gonna get lost in the sauce because it's like part cleaning game, part story game, part like musical. Like, but I liked the little bit I did play of it at Gamescom as well. So those are the games that we're looking forward to. I'm sure there'll be ways to let us know what you're looking forward to, whether it's in the comments or, you know, maybe we'll put something in poll the show.
Yeah.
But that's what we got for games.
Sounds good.
First games of the year. And now for the not game section of this show, we will be talking about snowboarding and finally going to the COSM to see the Matrix, specifically the first Matrix in shared reality. So let's start with snowboarding. So yeah, we did some snowboarding to ring in the new year.
Yeah.
Let's kick it off with history. I'll start. I have no history snowboarding. I've never snowboarded. I've never even seen someone in real life snowboard. There's nary a hill in Chicago, Illinois. So.
Honestly, fair.
And I've done nothing with snow. I haven't snowboarded. I haven't skied. I haven't done the like you sit in a tube and then you slide down a hill. I haven't like done that.
Sledding? Like,
I've never done sledding. Or like sledding, as a normal person says, aka you sit in the tube in the river. The only winter activity I've done is ice skating. That's it. Before this. Fair.
Yeah. For me, I did snowboarding in middle school. We had a ski club.
Why I oughta.
I could have skied. I was never interested in skiing. I always thought snowboarding just looked cooler. So
yeah, you have like beef with skiing. It's kind of crazy.
Beef with skiing, but it's just like, I don't know. I could get rollerblades, and I feel like I do the same thing.
I just think it's like, I feel like it's a little crazy to never have tried it and to have been so in the snow. Like,
yeah, I found something that I liked, and then I just kept with it. So yeah, I snowboarded for a few years in middle school. High school did not have a ski team or a ski club or anything like that, so stopped. And then once I moved out to California, I tried to never touch snow again. And succeeded for the most part.
So like how many years then roughly was this gap for you? It's like definitely at least 10.
When
maybe 15.
Hold on, when did Fall Out Boy's Infinity on High come out? Because that
wow,
I remember
what a childhood you had listening to Fall Out Boy and hitting the slopes.
So this is like 07.
So you were like drenched in white culture at the time.
07, 08, maybe 09. I remember listening to Infinity on High on my creative MP3 player. It wasn't a Zune, I don't think. And just was vibing out. Yeah, I was dripped in white culture.
Damn.
It was great.
Them white boys couldn't touch you on that Tuesday at the slopes.
Hey man, they were on to something there, right? Yeah, so
I know the white people were there furious. Like, we can't have anything.
A little under 2 decades. They saw me going on the slope.
They said, God damn it. Isaiah's like fucking pulling tricks on the slopes and shit. Okay, cool. Did you ever get to the point, like, I get that you can't now because you're like kind of relearning, kicking off the dust. But were you ever able to do any tricks?
Tricks, no.
Could you do a little jump?
I would do like hit little hops, like they, give you a little ramp kind of thing. I would do like that every once.
That's pretty.
Once in a while.
That's pretty cool.
But for the most part, I just enjoyed kind of like just viving down the slope.
You were like cruising, but in the snowboard. Yeah. I love it when we're cruising together.
Exactly.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna put that on after this podcast if I remember to. So what were you expecting going into it as like?
Yeah,
an alum.
For myself, I expected to almost like riding a bike, kind of feel very comfortable after like 10, 15, 20 minutes. I expected everyone else who was with it, was me, you, and then our friends Arthur and Jade. I expected them to have a tough time sort of getting their snow legs. Being able to stand on it, because it's weird being strapped into a board. I remember that from when I was learning. Just the fact that like you have no maneuverability, right? Like when you're standing on a board, every other sport, skateboard, surfing, whatever, like you could easily just hop off, whereas this you can't. Like you're locked into your board.
Yeah, you're like a weeble, except you do fall down.
Yeah, you do fall down. And so I expected that to be a bit of a challenge for people. And then also I didn't expect it to be as busy as it was. Like I thought with the new year, people are going to be I don't know. I thought we were smart trying to plan this around New Year because it would be like kind of more dead. I didn't think it would be busy at all.
Yeah. My expectations going in were pretty minimal because it's like hard. Like I didn't really expect anything because I have nothing to base it on. I guess I was thinking that I thought it would be harder than it was, but I also felt like it wasn't as easy as I hoped it'd be. That's basically what it is. Like, because I'm like, okay, this might be like hard as fuck low key. And then I was like, it's not that. Like, I never got like to a point where I'm like, you know what? I can snowboard, just not well. It's like, I wouldn't say I can snowboard. I would say I have snowboarded. I did not leave this trip being like, I can snowboard. So like, I don't know, L's in the chat for that. But I also wasn't necessarily expecting to like leave knowing how to do it. Cause it's like only one afternoon with it. But I was also like, worried's dramatic, but I was like, this might be like really hard to like even do. Like I went in, my goals going in were to move a few feet. Like I'm like, if I can move a few feet without falling down, we won the day. That was my goal. My other goal was to have fun. And then my last goal was not to break or sprint anything. I was surprised that it didn't feel as like intense of a sport as I thought it would be. Like I thought falling would hurt more.
Yeah.
Or like feel more like, because I like my only comparison point really is roller skating, specifically on quads, because that's like the thing that I can do a bit. I've done it quite a bit in recent history. Like I learned during the pandemic, like everybody else on TikTok who bought roller skates and said, I'm going to feel something. And you did. It was fun. I like roller skating a lot. I would like to get better at it. But that's my only comparison point. And like, I don't want to scare anyone. Falling when you're roller skating, I mean, it's not like horrible and you're wearing a lot of gear, like protective gear a lot of times, but like, it's like a bit much. Like it's a bit like you've like really kind of lost control when you're like falling a lot of times. And you hit the ground hard because the ground is usually concrete. If you're lucky and you're inside, it's just a rink, which isn't as bad. The snow is like soft. Yeah. So it doesn't really, and also you're wearing a bunch of clothes. So it's a much lighter fall where like very early on and also you fall like kind of more gingerly, at least on like the baby like bunny hill slope. So like very early on I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm breaking anything or like even getting close. Like it's unless you just like start wilding out or something and just like I'm gonna start really like I could try to injure myself, sure, but outside of that it's like okay. And even the fact that like you're strapped into the board, it's like when you fall you can kind of just like, especially the at a beginner level, the speed I'm going, it's like I can really just put my hands down and like you put your hands down roller skating, like you're barely slowing down, like you're kind of, and you're also like scraping quite a bit. Yeah. Like I don't know, it's just different. So that's like kind of expectation versus like reality in terms of that. The board was heavier than I thought it would be. Strapping it in.
Boards are heavier than I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How did let's talk about the process of like purchasing versus renting, getting prepared. We waited till like the 10th hour to get anything. And I was like, Isaiah, do we need to get anything? And you're like, don't worry about it. And then like the day before we packed to leave, so like 2 days before we left, you were like, yo, Arthur, what y'all got over there? And then we kind of went around to get stuff. So you're the expert of the two of us. Like walk me through like what do you need to like snowboard?
Yeah. It is not too far in my mind than like anything else that you're doing outside in the winter, right? Where you want to kind of layer up if you can. You want to be mobile because you want to be able to like bend and stretch and squat and do all these other things kind of, so you don't want to be like, was it Ralphie's little brother in A Christmas Story, right? Like you want to be warm, you want to be layered but not stiff in your clothes. So I suggested a like sort of base like thermal layer, right? Some like long johns or long pants or whatever you want to call them. A sweatpants, thick ideally sweatpants of some sort, and then snow pants on top of that. We ended up getting some from Big Five in their like the bibbed pants where they're
snow overalls.
Yeah. Essentially, they're snow overalls that you just put over your like thicker pants or whatever it is, your bottom layer. And then on the top, same idea, a thermal long sleeve kind of shirt, maybe a hoodie if you have it, and some sort of ideally like waterproof jacket that will, keep the melted snow as you fall inevitably in the snow from like sticking to you and sogging into your clothes and getting you wet and cold. So yeah, like
gloves,
essentially 3 layers of gloves, a hat. We ended up getting
especially gloves with the drawstring thing at the wrist. That did really come in handy.
That was really nice
because there was a time where mine was a little bit too open, and I felt the snow getting into my gloves, and I was like, ew.
I really lucked out in that my like thermal shirt that I got had the like thumb hole in the
so you were like super
like there was no snow getting
enclosed.
Yeah.
Explain the sandwiching or whatever you call it.
Yeah, whenever I would get dressed, I would try to like alternate top and bottom layers as I'm putting them on. So I do like, you wouldn't want to do bottom thermals, bottom sweats, and then snow pants, and then do your top thermal, whatever. You want to do like bottom thermal, top thermal, and then sweatpants, and tuck your top thermal into your sweatpants, and then hoodie or jacket or whatever it is, you want to put that over your sweatpants, and then you want to do the snow pants so that your hoodie is tucked into your snow pants, and then your overall jacket is going to be outside of your snowveralls, and just that way, like as you're falling, as you're maybe sliding or doing whatever, snow, it's harder for snow to like get in between like multiple layers.
Like when I was getting dressed, like when we were practicing, he's like, "Oh, let's get dressed in the." This is why it took so long to pack, and it's like, "Oh, let's get dressed in the living room and like try to make sure all the stuff like fits the way we want." So no, a thick sock too is also necessary, like a wool sock.
Like some wool socks. Nice.
Yeah, and when I was doing that, you were like, "No, have your hoodie over the snowveralls," which was confusing to me because I'm like, they're called snowveralls. They go overall. They go snowverall. Anyway, I can't with that word right now, and I'm really enjoying using it. So like that was it makes sense when you explained it, but I was like, I just assumed, they're going over everything because like I don't know, that's what they look like. So we bought everything except for the jacket, and everything was like pretty affordable, and some of the stuff we already had, like. I already owned from running like a very tight Under Armour shirt, like not as warm as like a proper thermal layer, but I'm like, I feel pretty good about like the warmth of this. Yeah. And then I just put on like my just regular hoodie. The snow pants, at least from Big Five, and even when we looked at the more expensive store like Dick's and stuff, I didn't check REI because I don't even want to go in there. Right? I don't even want to go in there, but they were like $45-$50.
Yeah, I think ours were like $40.
Which, not to everyone, money's different for everybody, but I think that's like pretty affordable for like a one-off kind of purchase and for something that we can use again and whatever. The jacket we ended up renting when we got there. We did come with like a waterproof jacket, but I feel like waterproof versus waterproof for the snow is different.
Yeah.
Like I just genuinely didn't trust that anything I owned that said it was waterproof would be waterproof enough for like the sport. Because even like I totally wore a coat. I mean, the coat I wore is long, so I wouldn't have worn it anyway. But I brought a coat that's down feathers, waterproof outside. I wouldn't snowboard in that. I just feel like it's not. Also, I feel like the stuff that's made for snowboarding, it's like just a different kind of like cut and stuff too.
Yeah, because again, you still want to be mobile. You still want to be able to bend and twist and do.
And they had like hella pockets in there too. Something that surprised me about snowboarding was like how much like I could have stuff in the pockets. Like I had like a partially drinking water bottle, like plastic water bottle in the inside pocket. And it never, like you would think it would have exploded or that I would have felt it when I was moving. I didn't feel it at all. So I was like, I could have like stuffed really myself with Cliff Bars. And so I only had like one bar and I ate it before we started snowboarding, which I know makes me sound fat as hell, but I was hungry. And I knew I'm like, you can't like do a sport and be kind of hungry. So, And then we rented the boards as well.
Yeah.
And the board rental came with boots, like quote unquote.
And
a helmet. Definitely important. And I think that was all of it. The visors are not really rentable, it seems, in general, because of like COVID. They're like, it's just nasty. Everyone's eye boogers being passed around. I wear glasses, and I, at least in my quick surveying, did not find visors that could fit over them. So I just wore sunglasses. Isaiah just decided to
just wore my glasses.
Stare into the sun of the snow. You're crazy for that. I looked down from my shades. I said, "Whoa, my God, turn it off."
You were shaded for so long that when you did take them off, you were like, "Whoa, it's crazy."
I was like, I felt like I got flashbanged by the dirt. It was crazy.
If this was something that like we were gonna continuously do fairly often, I would get like visor. I would find visors that are big enough to go over my glasses or something, or like, God forbid, I guess wear contacts during those days and then just put the visors on, you know. But for one off, I was totally fine just wearing my regular glasses.
Yeah, so I thought that worked out pretty well, all things considered. And okay, so where we went, we were generally like, we flew into Denver, Colorado, but we stayed over in a place Silverthorne.
Yeah.
We snowboarded in Vail.
Yeah.
Which sounds like we have way more money than we do.
Yeah,
I said, look around. We ain't never coming back. Yeah, we were in Vail, which is like, I don't think that far from Breckenridge, which apparently is like a known place. Like my brother Edwin, who's never snowboarded, like from sports, he's like, Breckenridge. It was like, I don't know what that is. It's tough to parse everything out because it was like a group trip, so some of the stuff was like bought and then sent around, but basically you get like a pass that like, is it like an all day like on the slopes pass?
Yeah, it's a lift pass, and they sell them by individual days. I'm
gonna save money and just walk up there myself.
Yeah.
When I'm on the road,
man,
I see stuff going by.
Yeah, so we just ended up getting a day pass, which I want to say was like $125 each.
Damn. I mean, it makes sense, but
it was either 125
60 would have been
or
like a deal.
125 total, which I know is
okay.
very
Yeah,
but I think it was 125 each.
60 would be a deal. 125, you can't be that mad, but that's not, it ain't nothing.
I think it was one of those things where it's like the most expensive thing is just getting a single day pass, right? Like the more you buy, the cheaper it gets for. So we just kind of lucked out there with
the app where you like put your pass on is called like Epic. And apparently like someone else that we were with like on the trip was like, oh, it works for like pretty much all of these. So one, that's cool, but two, I thought it was really cool that like you basically have the app open, like running in the background on your phone, and you have your phone in your jacket, and they can scan you like through your jacket, which is pretty cool. Sometimes it doesn't like work, and they're like, yeah, get your phone out because they're like, hey, who's getting on this lift? So the thing that surprised me was that shit never fucking stops moving. Like not even the what do you call the ones that are enclosed? The gondolas. The gondolas. That shit's moving all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't do well. Something I learned on this trip is I don't do well with getting on and off of moving things.
It is. You got to get used to it for sure. Yeah.
Because how would you describe when we were on the little like learning zone is what they call it, like the bunny hill, that thing that took you back up? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'd never seen a conveyor belt before.
Got lost in that sauce twice and then just gave up by the end because I was tired.
Yeah. I growing up, we would go to Kissing Bridge in New York, Western New York. And they had a T-bar for the bunny hill, which we didn't even get to see, I think, at Vail, like just to show you as an example. But it's like a little like a rotating bar kind of conveyor belt thing, but you grab onto like a handle as if you were gonna like water ski or something.
Yeah.
And then it like pulls you up just like the snow. Whereas what they had at Vail was like a literal conveyor belt, like in the ground, built into the ground, that you like shuffle onto, and then that pulls you up to the top.
Something I didn't like because I didn't really spend a lot of time thinking through things because it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go, so it's fine. But like I never thought about the logistics of like getting up from like, because the thing that I didn't like about snowboarding is that you have to like either shuffle your way on the flat part, or you have to take off unhook one foot and then like jank your way up. I didn't like that. I decided to shift my attitude to positive by saying, ooh, built-in brake from after you do a run.
Yeah.
But frankly, I knew I was just fucking lying to myself. Like, I do not like that shit. And I definitely was like, the whole trip, one thing that was funny, because it was like, Arthur and Jade were like the people in our like snow pod kind of thing, but we went with like a couple other people as well, like a larger group. And like a lot of those people like have skied or snowboarded more often. Like, oh yeah, like we do this every couple years or twice a year, not twice a year, but whatever. Often enough that it's like they know about it a little bit more. And like pretty much everyone except for one person in that part of the group was skiing.
Yeah.
And whenever I said like, they'd be like, what are you guys doing? Are you skiing? Like, oh, we're snowboarding. And then they'd be like a kind of a silence, and then they'd be like, oh, have you ever done that before? And I'd say no, and then there'd be like more silence, and I was like, what's up? Basically everyone not even just outside of our group, when I talked to like my PU Bang friends and stuff like that, they were like, oh yeah, like if they did do anything they had skied, and it seems like everyone's like skiing. And I'll know more when I ski to see like, everyone says it's easier. I don't know how much easier it actually is. Everything has its challenge. But it definitely seemed easier when like we were like getting into our like boards, And then it's like, how do you even begin to practice moving? And these fuckos with the skis are like, you can just walk. You can just walk. And it's like, man, fuck these people.
Yeah.
And not to mention, too, another thing that's lit both about the skis, and I guess the snowboard has this too because it's not that thick. One thing that's nice is you're not super high up. Like the thing, like when I think about strapping my feet into something and being out of control, again, I go back to roller skating. And the number one thing that was the first thing that I was scared of when I put on my skates was, holy fuck, I'm tall as fuck. I'm just a giant on wheels. I'm fucked. Like that was the first thing. Now, granted, when you roller skate, you are supposed to actually be quite like lower. I also think like having roller skated both helped and hurt me. It helped me in that it helped me more than it hurt me, but it helped me in that like I was used to the idea of putting my feet into something and doing like an action. I was used to the idea of like falling, of like, you know, having to learn something, of like trying to figure out control and like maneuverability. But it hurt me in that like you can't just like copy paste the skills. So I do think, especially looking back on like footage of myself, I'm like, oh, I'm way too like leaned over and like, or I squat too much. And like when you're snowboard, I mean, this is true for roller skating too, but especially because you're on a hill, like when you can roller skate not on a hill, you can just be like, most of my roller skating is not on a hill. So like the crouching down, like, oh, you're actually going to be going fast as fuck if you're like really crouched. Well, like in roller skating, to stop, part of what you do is kind of crouch down. You also do turn your feet in, kind of like skis. So I don't know. It was kind of like, it was that jankiness of like, well, when I roller skate, I do this. This isn't the same, but maybe I can try to like jank my way into some like understanding. So yeah, it definitely was a process. Yeah. And I feel like I learned what you need to do, but not in a way that could be meaningful to me doing it. It's like, I know toe edge, heel edge, pedaling, that like, you know, lead foot, not lead foot, but I don't know how to make that turn into like, now I'm snowboarding.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I mean, for me, it was good. It felt good to kind of get back into it. Like I said, it didn't take too long for me to get back into
No, you did like 2 runs and then you were like,
I felt
basically not falling again.
Pretty back to it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was fun for me. I don't know.
Single blink. Yeah. I did have fun, but it's a thing of like, it's hard. Like you can only have so much fun when you're not able to do it fully.
Sure.
So it is that like, it's cool. I would do it again, but I definitely would want like lessons to do it.
Which, man, the lessons were expensive.
The lessons, they wanted like $300 a pop, and I said, I'm just gonna stand by the instructors and eavesdrop,
and just listen,
which I did, and I learned a couple things sort of, but not really.
Yeah.
So yeah, like definitely would do more. Definitely am interested in it. I think too, like I need to get over my fear of going fast. That was a big thing to help me back. I get really scared when like things go too fast. Even like roller skating, I get scared by the speed of things because I'm like, I think just in my head, I cannot let go of the idea of the faster you're going, the worse it'll be when you like crash out and fall. Because I can't let that go. It like does hold me back quite a bit. So it's just something to work on in general. Because a lot of shit, you just be going fast. But yeah, but it was cool and it looks cool. And it's like, it's just, yeah, it's a nice time. And it wasn't that cold up there. You would think, like, I was a little bit worried about the cold as well.
Yeah, no.
And I felt up, totally fine.
Good. And you're generating heat as you're going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're just standing still in the cold. You're moving and breaking a sweat even, like, to some degree.
Yeah,
like
but
that,
I definitely would like to continue exploring winter sports.
Nice.
But enough about that. We got to touch on what's more important than anything, really. What is that? We went to the COSM. You had already been. You were like, this is dope. I don't want to overhype it. You took me. It was awesome. I loved it. I'm just going to get ahead and say that we both love it. We both think it's dope. We both think it's worth the money. But let's get into the details. Can you explain what is the COSM? What is the Matrix and shared? What does shared reality mean?
So the COSM is a theater / like a viewing venue. And the big claim to fame is that they have the dome seating where you sit down and in front of you is like a domed video wall. So it, isn't, I guess, depending on where you sit, obviously the angle is more, but it like, you can reasonably sit somewhere where it's more than 180 degree viewing angle. So like you are like in the dome, inside the dome curve.
Yeah.
And so whatever's on the video screen is like wrapped around you, your peripheral and everything.
Not nearly as dramatic as what the sphere seems to be, where it's like, is it full 360?
I think I have no idea.
It's close. If it's not 360, it's close.
Yeah.
But but it's like a baby version of that.
Yes. And what we saw was the Matrix in shared reality, which is watching the Matrix on the dome, like on the curved wall. They have it playing in like a traditional kind of movie window, but then outside of the window in the rest of the wall that curves around you, they do cool environmental things. Some of it, I guess, don't want to get into too many spoilers or anything like that, but like, if you are,
so we should probably give like one to a total of like 3 different examples of things.
Yeah,
just to
early movie.
Yeah,
or, like I guess the movie's like 20 years old, so it's.
I'm more so mean for like the tricks that it does, like a couple examples, because I get it's kind of fun to like see that without knowing it's gonna happen, but like I think in order to really explain what it is and why it's cool, you kind of have to talk about it. So go ahead.
Like I think a simple but cool thing they do is like when was it Neo and Trinity are kind of getting locked and loaded and they're in that like white room when the guns come in, they have the guns come in the dome itself to line up with the movie gun, so like it feels like you are also in that big white room, and, like guns are flying past you, and then even from like, so it's like a very simple thing to more intricate thing where it's like, oh, say you're in the car and it's driving, it like they put like street lamps and like a moving, like you're in a moving street in a car outside of the movie window, so it feels like you're also going down the same street, and like there's like rain and thunder, and like if in the movie it gets a little like Matrixy, like fourth wall breaking thing, then they like might digitize the environment a little bit, or like give it like stutters or something like that like aligns with all the actions in the movie, which is really cool.
Yeah, they do a couple other things too, like they play sometimes with perspective shifts where you're like looking at the screen, but the background is like almost like, okay, a really simple example that is like not as spoiling the bigger beats are like they might have like those assets like shake if something happens where things are shaking. So they sometimes play with perspective as well. Like you're still watching the movie like at its core, like in this like smaller screen. It's funny because the screen like in your mind is like, oh, it's pretty small. I'm sure it's actually like fucking giant because the screen's giant. It feels like a good size though. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm watching on a tiny screen. And I think also because of the setup of the theater being chairs or sofas, it feels like a kind of a home or almost like bar setting. So I think the scale like works really well for like kind of creating like that like intimacy as well. But yeah, I mean, just something that's also really like a very simple example of shit is like, what if the number, like the little digitized numbers thing, it's like that, but it's big as fuck, and it's like, oh shit. Yeah. So that
looking
stuff is
up
cool.
And seeing the characters fall is pretty cool.
It is just like the thing I told Isaiah, because I would like lean over and say a couple things here and there during the film, was this is what VR wants to be. You don't have to clarify, you don't have a headset, you don't have glasses, you don't need anything, you just sit down. But the feeling of immersion of being like right there in the action, it feels that the costume provides that. Now I will say, obviously with the movie, you're like still just watching a movie, but they did the trailers of like their other stuff they do, like their sporting events and their like stoner bait of the like the microcosms of the universe. I was like, people high as fuck ordering $8,000 of food, watching a fucking ant grow or whatever. But that stuff feels like really like holy shit. Like it's like they had like a clip of, I don't know if it actually was LeBron dunking or someone else dunking, but it's like the dunk and then the sound. I was like, oh my god, like it really like felt incredible. And yeah, I was just like, I was genuinely blown away by the experience. It is like my new like maybe if I sell my laptop we can go back to the costume kind of thing, because it is. So let's get into the pricing then of it as well. I'll set it up and then you can knock it down because you have like the hard numbers since you treated me to the costume. But it is assigned, like you pick your seats like in a stadium. And to that end there's also different pricing. So we sat at, I forget how many kind of upper and lower layers they are, but we're kind of like in the middle layer.
We're at the bottom of the third, the highest.
Yes.
So there's 3 floors. We were at the bottom of the 3rd floor.
Yeah. And there was
puts
like
you about middle of the screen.
Yeah, and like the only obstruction we had was like in front of us were like some people, and like for sports you can kind of see their like head outlines, but for the movie you don't see anything because of where they place the screen. And the seating we had was like little sofas. So I also will say like the seating is like intimate and close. So like I don't know, like don't sit next to your boss at the costume because your like leg's gonna be like on his leg or whatever. But like It's not like insanely close, but it is a little closer even than how we're sitting now, which is already pretty close. Because there's not, unlike like an AMC or something, there's not like separate arms. It's like you're just kind of in the space. I mean, I was even like not that far from like the random dude to the left, but it is a little bit like, you know, there's a little distance between like the pairings, but it is like you're a little cozy wozy, and then like the food or drink like almost like elevated stand I think is also quite small, so like that also adds to like the coziness of it. Like you will be like I don't know don't go to the costume with your enemies to begin with, but like you're next to the people, like kind of thing. So I guess to that end, if you want to like, oh, I just want to go by myself, like I'd recommend getting like one of the solo like chair kind of setups, just so you're not like intimately next to some random guy or something. But that's the setup of it. But what does the pricing look like?
Pricing it's not cheap. It is not something you're going to be doing every weekend. It was about depending on showing and what you see and when you see it and stuff like that, you could expect to pay about $60 to $70 per. Which it's funny because to me, I'm like, that is expensive, but I'm like, whatever. And then like the ski lift, I'm like, more than $60 to ski. Yeah. But it's definitely something I think you can totally justify doing once. And then see from there, kind of like, oh, like right now they started showing Willy Wonka at the COSM here in LA, and it's like, I'm not a huge Willy Wonka fan. I like the movie fine. Yeah. I don't know if I want to pay $65 to go see it, but I kind of want to pay $65 to go see it. Yeah, I will say like the biggest compliment I can give to like how much I like the Matrix experience. I don't give a fuck about Willy Wonka. If I never saw that movie, I think my life would actually probably be better than if I saw it again, because I don't think I need to see it again. The simple act of the spectacle of it makes me want to see Willy Wonka. Yeah. And I almost dislike Willy Wonka. I don't dislike Willy Wonka as a movie, but I definitely don't like it. Like I wouldn't be like, movies I like, I'm not listing Willy Wonka like for like a reason, but like that's how good it was. That I was like, fuck, should we see Willy Wonka? Yeah. I think like I don't know what's in the pipeline for a lot of kids were at Willy Wonka too, so I don't know if that if that ruins the vibe a little bit of just like the kids like screaming or whatever. I don't imagine you'll see like this is not going to be anywhere near like a AMC or Regal or something where like you're seeing modern movies in there, like just because the experience is so bespoke, it's so tailored to the movie, from timing to lighting to effects to everything, that like there's no reasonable way they're going to be having like modern movies in there. But I think that like depending on if you have a couple classic favorite movies out there, keep an eye out. There might be something fun coming to the COSM that you could be interested in. I think something like it lends itself really well, I think, to like actiony or spectacle-y or like special effectsy kind of movies. Yeah. Just given just what it is. Food prices were like more than normal movie prices, right? Yeah. Like I think we paid like $18 for like some nachos that were really good. You know, $14 for a big plate of fries. You got $16 drinks. They had the red pill, blue pill, alcoholic drinks to theme with. Yeah, $18 for the red pill, blue pill. Oh, okay, $18. So like, you know, not cheap by any means. Like if you go together on like a date, like two people each getting like a drink and a food, you're spending easily, $60. Yeah, I will say to that end though, the shareables were quite, especially the nachos, the portion was really big. The fries felt more normal. I don't know. Also though, the popcorn came in like a bespoke like little, it was like a cool the stuff comes on plating because it's kind of similar to what's the other one? Alamo Draft House. Alamo. But I want to speak on that a little bit too. So I've only been to the Alamo Draft House once, and admittedly it was for like a private kind of screening, which I know is like just such an obnoxious thing to have said. But one of the reasons I've never gone to the Alamo more is I've never really liked the idea of the Alamo, and even when I did it for the private screening, it was fine, but it was like I don't like the weird like it's super dark and then there's just these servers shuffling around like slowly taking my order. It just feels kind of goofy to me. Like it doesn't feel like a great experience. And I love eating like food, but I'm like, I don't love eating food this much to need to do it while I'm watching a movie. Like that's like food that's served to me. So the Alamo's never been a big appeal point. I personally preferred the serving experience here, I think, and I don't know if that's going to be for every movie, but for the Matrix, there are parts of the movie, and not just like the white spaces, but like there are parts that are like more in the daylight where like, because the screen is so big, it becomes really, really bright. Yeah. Like as if someone turned all the lights on. Like I can see my
like breath in front, like my thoughts are on display. But to that end, it kind of makes it, there's almost like built-in times where it's like, oh, it's kind of chill that like there's people moving around in front of me because it's like, it's bright. I can see them. I can like flag them down. While in the Alamo, it just feels kind of like,
I'm interrupting.
Yeah, it feels like, it feels weird. Like, and so I liked it more at the COSM. And I think I might have liked the food more at the COSM than I did at the Alamo, though they're kind of comparable. I mean, it's like a good meal, but if it was a restaurant, it wouldn't be like, holy shit, we got to eat there, you know, kind of thing. Something I thought was cool, I don't know if it's for every movie, for the Matrix, they had a tasting menu you could do for $45 a person. They kind of undersold the sizing of that. They're like, it's not that big, like you can't share it. And I think you could share it, but maybe would want a shareable on top of that. But all of that to say is I got plenty full off that. So the fact that we also got the nachos and stuff, I wasn't able to finish the food.
Near.
The tasting for the Matrix came with really good noodles, Ignorance is Bliss, and Oracle cookie. The noodles were noodles. The Ignorance is Bliss was the steak from when the dude eats the steak in the movie. And the Oracle cookie is like, she bakes cookies. Like, again, you watch the movie, you know what all these things are. Something that was cool, I don't know how intentional it was, is they seemingly tried to line up the food to an extent with the moment, but they kind of got lost in the sauce because like the noodles thing is like a throwaway line he mentions while he's driving, I think, towards the Oracle. So then the steak inherently came like after the steak scene. Like it kind of got a little thrown off base. I'm not sure if they even were how much they were trying to line those up, but that was cool. Yeah. If you go to see the Matrix and you wanted to drink both the cocktails, the red pill and the blue pill, get the red pill first. I got the blue pill first. Then I tried to order the red pill. They said, we're out of the red pill. And I said, I guess I'm the only fucking loser fucko who took the blue pill. So now I was stuck drinking the blue pill all night. I never got to have the red pill. So if you're going for both, start with the red pill. Because I'm guessing that might just always be more popular than the blue pill, which makes sense. The red pill's what he takes to like break free of the Matrix.
And again, they have a couple venues. Obviously,
the other one's in
LA.
Texas.
Others in Texas. I think there's one coming to Atlanta and there's one coming to Detroit.
Yeah.
So if you're near any of those places, keep an eye out. It's really cool.
At the risk of becoming a COSM podcast, we will definitely, though, still report back when we do the sporting event because that will be quite different. That seems to use more of the screen real estate and it doesn't do the shared reality thing of expand. They're more like the benefit is the size and the angles that they're hitting, like the different shots that they're like doing. So we'll report back on that. We'll continue to try more of the food too because we got the fries, we got the nachos. I haven't had the popcorn yet. You've had it, I think, and you thought it was fine or whatever.
I don't know if I had the popcorn. I had the fries.
They got some funky. They got wings, your classic wings in there. They have a salad. I'm not getting the salad. I'm telling you right now. I'm not gonna try the salad at the COSM. I don't order a salad anywhere. Right? Why am I ordering salad somewhere? What?
You wanted to try the churros?
Yeah, I did want to try the churros because churros, like, often they're bad because they're often hard. But if you get a good soft churro, they're really tasty. So I'm like, how are there churros? Final shout outs for the COSM. I hope they get more of this, but I don't expect them to. When you walk in, there's not a lot of time between like when they let you come in for your showing and when the showing kind of starts with the previews and stuff. But they do have an arcade football thing and an arcade basketball thing. They have 3 machines total, 1 football, 2 basketball. The basketball has like the chain netting, which I love. And instead of it being a pushback, it's a back and forth. They do 2 like rounds on it and it's free. So that's cool. I would have definitely paid. I'm like, I'm losing money, but they're charging so much for the fucking seats. Thank God it's free. I think it's nice when they have stuff like that. So yeah, that was fun to do. Got my heart rate up a little bit playing the arcade basketball, first arcade basketball of the year. And they had like a cute, like a Willy Wonka promotional thing where you could take a picture. I guess Wonka's their new thing because they used to have the Matrix phone.
The phone booth.
They didn't have that anymore. They had instead of Wonka, are you like a good egg or a bad egg? That was cute. People were taking photos on that. Whatever. Yeah, it was really cool. If you're going, feel free to hit us up. We will tell you our exact seats that we liked if you want them. I don't think you have that offhand because so like whatever. But I would try the row right in front of us, especially for sports. I think that could be like optimal viewing because then you don't have any level of obstruction at all. Cannot speak to. There's a bunch of different seating. There's like freaking balcony-esque seating. There's like seating really low where you're like looking up. Some of the seats specifically for the movies seem like they wouldn't be that good.
Yeah.
So I definitely think like keep that in mind if you're doing like the movie showing or whatever. Any last things you want to shout out for the COSM?
No. I mean, it was really fun. Loved it. Would totally do it again. Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking for an excuse to go, like, to the point where I might see that Willy Wonka movie just because fuck it. Like, it might, especially if they're only showing, like, I wouldn't say 2 movies a year, because I'm guessing they're going to do more movies than just the 2 they did. But if they're pretty light on the movies they show, I might just be watching any movie they show there. You know what I mean? Because they're like so cool. Yeah, it was just like, it was so fun. Like, I cannot undersell how much fun it is. I guess final caveats are, I could see a world where if you're not into like kitschy showings, maybe you're like, no, I don't know, if you're a big cinephile and maybe you wouldn't like it, but I really can't imagine anyone going and not liking it. I could see someone being like, you know what, it's too much for what it is or something, but yeah. I loved it. I loved it.
It rides the line between like your traditional AMC movie going experience and then like your Disneyland, theme park ride. Like,
yeah.
It rides that line so well, I think, that you, especially if it's a movie you've seen, if you've seen The Matrix before, you don't need to like fully be invested in that. Like, you can take
you don't
time
have to follow
to look
the plot,
around and
like as heavily
see what they're doing in the experience and everything. It's just really cool.
I maybe this is more about me and my financial like how I am with money or things, but with what I like, and I think if you listen to this show, you kind of get a sense of like the type of people we are, what we're interested in, whatever. Because you said the tickets were $60 a person, like for where we sat.
65, something like that.
If it was 80, I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I would happily pay 80, maybe even 100. After that, it starts to get a little crazy. That's me.
100.
That's just me. Because it was
100's definitely not we're going to see Wonka.
No, 100 we're not seeing Wonka. But I would, like, if you were like, oh, it was $100 for that, like, that would be a lot because you still have to eat food. So like, that's a lot. But like, that's the value I felt I got out of it. I thought it was really cool, really unique, really different, really fun. Like, it was just like, it's crazy that like there's another way to watch movies kind of thing. And I know I haven't done the 4DX stuff. I want to check that out just for funsies, but I don't think it's, I know me and what I like. I think I'd be like, that was a fun, like, goofy thing to do. This was like actively good in a way that, again, other kitsch for movies like the 4DX, the Alamo, it's like, guys, I don't really want to pay the upcharge that I get from that. I don't think there's a lot of value. This, I really felt like I got value from the experience. So yeah, let us know if you've, been to the COSM or you have any other questions and stuff. But yeah, it was really freaking cool. Can't wait to go back for definitely a soccer game at some point. All right. We're done with the main segments, and now we're just at poll of the show. Poll the show. We don't have a thing for that. That's also stolen from ESPN. We didn't have a poll last week because it was Gang of the Year was the last episode. But what is our poll?
This week, to kick the year off, our poll is going to be for games. What are your top 3 most anticipated games of the year of 2026? And then for not games, have you snowboarded or skied before? Or what winter sports have you done?
Dope. And that is it for this week. You can send us your questions and topics to the email inbox at gamesandnotgames.com. You can follow the podcast version of the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. If you enjoy the show, be sure to give us that 5-star rating.
5 stars.
Cinco Diamantes.
And if you're an audio listener, remember that you can get the video version over on YouTube at Games and Not Games. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like and leave a comment, as it helps us get the show in front of more people. Give us a follow over on social media. We're pretty much everywhere at Games and Not Games. Mainly BlueSKy, TikTok, Twitch, and anywhere else you can think of. Anything else? Gang.
Gang.
All right. Peace.